Greetings, theists and non-theists. I'm the Atheist Paladin. So, the good old argument of the problem of evil. Veritas doesn't seem to understand why that other options are completely ignored. And I think the reason is the argument as follows. Any being that is good will obviously, tautologically, would commit good actions. And the more good this being is, it will do more good. Likewise is with more power. So that's premise 1. Premise 2 is God is maximally good and maximally powerful. Therefore, from premise 1 and 2, the conclusion is that God will be doing the most amount of good. But premise 4, God appears to be absent. So therefore, God does not either have those properties or he does not exist. The reason is that we look at God, and if we put ourselves in those shoes, if we see someone starving, we see someone being hurt, I would immediately, if I had suddenly was immune with all the maximal powers that God has, I would immediately fill every belly. I would immediately wipe every away tear. There would be no more murder. There would be no more crime. So I wonder, what is God's excuse? Normally this excuse is free will. While that may explain certain things like moral evil, a suffering that is caused due to things as humans do to each other, such as rape, murder, violence, and so forth. That may explain that, but there's still a whole lot left, such as the evils of the natural world, such as living on earthquake zones and having famines, droughts, floods, diseases, parasites. These are not explained by free will. So there have been answers that put forth, but they're still found lacking in some sort of way. And even if we assume that it's okay for morally, then what do we lose if someone is prevented from murder? Is that type of free will I'm happy to have? No, not really. That's why we have police. So even as a community, as a species, we as humanity don't recognize that free will should not be unlimited in that manner. You'd be free to choose your jobs or what your hobbies are, as long as they don't conflict with anybody else, they don't harm with anybody else. That should be fine. But it goes to the point where anybody's allowed, if they're stronger than the other person, to murder someone. Is that the type of free will God imbues us with? That doesn't fly either. So as arguments put forth are not considered because they have been. I mean, unless you like to offer something instead of, I don't know, God may have a reason, isn't good enough, because anybody can cop out like that. Anybody can cop out when trying to explain these things until there is actually a definite reason, the one that can actually be examined. We have no reason to say this action is good, because there is no apparent reason for it. So that's my piece about the problem of evil. I'll enjoy your response if you'd like to entertain it, Veritas. See you later.